My name is Sean. I'm a paramedic. As a paramedic, I'm basically responsible for responding to emergency calls when someone calls 911. Some of my duties, basically when I get to work in the morning, I'll check out all of my equipment, get everything ready on the truck, make sure that it's ready for any emergency that we get. As the day progresses, we'll go to a post, get a 911 call dispatched to us, and we'll go respond to the calls. That can be at houses, traffic stops, everywhere in the entire county. So we go and basically the paramedic's responsible for primary patient care when they're on the scene. So kind of the guy in charge, you start directing what needs to be done and what's best for the patient and get them to the hospital. Once at the hospital, you're pretty much just transferring care to a higher level of care, someone equal or higher level, and making sure that they know everything that you did and what needs to be done for the patient. So some of the calls that we might encounter are put in basically two categories. You have medical calls and trauma side. Some of your medical calls might be your chest pains, your cardiac arrest, your shortness of breath, generally sick people. Your trauma side, you're looking at more of your traffic accidents or any kinds of maybe injuries on ATVs, falls, things of that nature. So the job itself can be very, very stressful. It's a very high intensity, high paced job. A lot of the stuff that you might see is very graphic. It's things that a lot of people don't see maybe going through their entire lifetime getting able to experience. You're seeing that and constantly being put into that situation call after call on a daily basis. That can get very stressful. The workload can get very stressful. So it gets tiring at times to have to kind of put one call behind you and start fresh with the next call without carrying that over. That kind of stress needs to be dealt with in a positive way and kind of make sure you don't take stuff like that home with you. We here at Escambia County typically work 12-hour shifts. Some agencies that you might find will work either a 12 or a 24-hour shift, and that's based into shift work. That can be good and that can be bad. Your day is long, but you don't work as many days throughout the week typically, so it's really nice to get everything out in one long day versus having to come every single day like your standard Monday through Friday 9 to 5 job. So the requirements needed to be a paramedic is first attend EMT school, which is about a semester-long program. Upon getting your your EMT license, you can go into a paramedic program, which usually ranges from about a year to 18 months. It's a program similar to EMT school, but just a little more depth. You go through the same licensing requirements afterwards, taking a state national test and getting your certification that way. Some of the skills that helps, your problem solving is a big one. Being able to think on your feet, adapt to different environments. Also being empathetic, actually having a genuine want to help people and make a change in the county that you're working in or whatever environment you're working in. So the best part of our job is naturally being able to help people. With the job that we have, if you are wanting to make a difference or try to do something better, it's a job that you can see the immediate impact in on a day-to-day basis. It's very rewarding being able to see the things that you can change and the things that you do on a daily basis. The scheduling is awesome. Having that time off on shift work and being able to plan things on weekdays versus just having a weekend to do things can be really nice as well. So one of the worst parts of the job can also be related to one of the best parts, and it is the scheduling. Unfortunately, when you work a job with emergency calls coming in, you don't have a set schedule. So for instance, my shift may get off at 6. I don't get off at 6 half the time. When an emergency call goes out and you need to be the unit to respond, you're going to be responding to that unit. So your day can go over what it's actually planned. So we make a joke with EMS not to schedule anything for anything when you get off because you're not going to make it on time. The smells are also a terrible part of the job. The environments that you have to work in, sometimes you're going to be forced to be in uncomfortable situations, go into homes that are in very big disrepair or may smell bad. You're just going to have to be professional and put the job first and not focus on all of the outside stuff. Some final advice I'd have for someone looking to become a paramedic is basically just try your best to know what you're getting into before you do it. Try to self-research. There's auxiliary programs with many EMS organizations as well as volunteer fire departments. Trying to get that experience in, get a little bit of exposure into what you're going to be doing, what you're going to be experiencing. A lot of it can be really gory, very stressful. You want to make sure it's something that your body can really do and on the physical demands as well as the mental demands. See if it's something that you want to do and see if that's an environment that you want to be working in.